What's going on YouTube? CoinCapital here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about another very intriguing SPAC that is now new on the market and backed by Chamath Palihapitiya. This is a pretty big deal. This SPAC is going to take Berkshire Grey, a leader in AI-enabled robotics and automated solutions, public. So the SPAC will be through RAAC on the NASDAQ with the ticker RAAC. And if you don't know, Berkshire Grey is a developer of integrated artificial intelligence, or AI, robotic solutions for e-commerce, retail, replenishment, and logistics. They've entered into a now definitive agreement with Revolution Acceleration Acquisition Corp with the ticker, as I said, RAAC. The special acquisition company will create the the Berkshire Grey publicly through a post-transaction equity value of up to $2.7 billion. Now, one of the major investors is actually Chamath, which is pretty intriguing because he's like what people consider the king of SPACs. Took in many public companies public, including Virgin Galactic. So definitely pretty nice there. We got some solid backing, and there's some pretty solid foundation here too. So I'm just going to talk to you about both RAAC and the merger, as well as Berkshire Grey. So let's get it started. So Berkshire Grey was actually founded in 2013 by the current CEO, Tom Wagner, and he was a former technology officer at iRobot, and they are a pure-play robotics company offering fully integrated AI-based software and hardware solutions to automate business operations in warehouses and logistics fulfillment centers. So these are like the robots that deal with shipments and stuff, and as well as just logistics as well. So for AI-based integration within factories, within warehouses, and this is pretty big because of e-commerce and the movement into robotics as in consumer product and consumer growth. The company has actually recently, they've achieved a lot of strong momentum since emerging in stealth mode in 2018, propelled by the acceleration consumer shift towards e-commerce and the resulting need for retailers to adapt their supply chain and warehouse operations. And this is to meet like consumer demands and needs for better selection, lower prices, and faster shipping. Roughly 5% of warehouses are automated today. So this kind of like shows how substantial the market is for BG, but also how much it could possibly grow. Definitely a company with a lot of potential, and that's why SPACs are so great to get into. They're a way to get into a company with a lot of potential before they really become mainstream. And they're applicable, reliable, and scalable. The company's great. They provide businesses with a holistic approach to automation of tasks that speed the flow and goods of consumers, commerce, and they bring together different hardware solutions, especially with robotic picking systems and multiple types of robotic mobility systems, and these are combined in a fashion drive operational efficiency and differentiated hardware. These are dealing with full robots, fully sensing systems, gripping systems, machine vision systems, and property created and used, supported by BG's market-leading solutions. So they have more than 300 patent fillings, operational efficiencies, and this is achieved through as little as 2 to 3 years. So definitely a company that's been scaling and growing up recently, been blowing up, and now they're going public, and now this is great. So they have a lot of order backings and negotiations with big companies now, and John Delaney is actually the CEO of RAAC and will remain on the board of directors of the combined company upon the transaction. So he will switch on to Berkshire Grey, and this is pretty good. So let's get into the actual transaction overview right here. And the transaction is expected to provide up to $413 million in cash proceeds, including a fully committed PIPE investment of $165 million. Current BG shareholders are I'm going to say this wrong, Casola Ventures, New Enterprise Associates, Cannon Partners, and SoftBank Group. SoftBank Group has definitely been a big backer of this company, and they will have combined equity share in the company itself, and the PIPE is anchored by Chamath Palihapitiya, founder and CEO of Social Capital, as I said before, backed and invested by him. Those accounts will be managed by BlackRock. So at closing, BG expects to have approximately $507 million in cash, which can be used to fund operations, support new and existing growth initiatives, and have a no debt on balance sheet, which is very important. So these are all references available for public on trust accounts and return transactions, and this is going to be very big for the company itself. The transaction, which was anonymously approved by our RAAC's board of directors and BG's board of directors, is expected to close on second quarter of 2021. So keep in mind, it's going to take some time, but it will happen in second quarter 2021 most likely, which will be very good. And this will give a short time for closing and get all final transactions through. So if we look at the advisors, we've got Credit Suisse Securities, we've got Capital Markets Advisor BG, we've got JP Morgan Securities LLC as another founder advisor, and we got Skadden Arp Slate and Maker Inform LLP as another legal advisor to RAAC. So there's there's big backing here, and this is definitely a legitimate SPAC. Definitely something you want to get into. I think it's great. I like Berkshire Grey. I really like what's happening here, and I think it's going to be a great company to invest to for the future, especially with growth. Definitely a growth company. A lot of potential here. So I'm not going to put a PT or anything on prices on stock for our RAAC, but if we look at current price right now, it's at about 11 and change, so 11.52 a share. Is actually down 3% today. Not a big deal because they're up after hours, but we're seeing a market cap of around 500 mils, so there's definitely time to get in. With the pipe of $10 a share, it's still new in the market, so definitely a great SPAC to look into. Just so you know, I'm not a financial advisor or expert. I just make these videos for entertainment purposes only, and this was a report on Revolution Acceleration Acquisition Corp and on Berkshire Grey. Much of a report really just discussing about the actual SPAC itself and a transaction behind the table. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, follow, comment, and subscribe. Check out my TikTok at coincapitalyt and my Instagram at coincapitalyt. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.